it's Janice at Ozark Family Homestead, and I have a grocery haul video to share with you guys this week. Lots of good sales to be had this week, so I'm excited to show this to you. So I went to 10 Box, Aldi, and Kroger. I studied the sale ads online and kind of made up my list of what I wanted to look for. Then I went into the stores and I got the paper sale ads. So I have the paper ads here on the table. I'm going to show those to you. And I'm going to show you the sales that I found to be good deals. I even did a price comparison compared to Walmart, so you can see just how good of a sale it is compared to the regular Walmart prices. And at the end of the video here, I'm going to show you how much I spent, how much is left in my grocery budget, and all that good stuff. So I did spend a lot of money again this week, but I found sales on fruits and vegetables and meat and butter and cheese and just all kinds of good stuff. And I'm hoping you can go to your stores and get these good deals as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We will start off going store by store and see what deals I got. Here we go. Let's go down here to the end of the table, and we are going to start off with 10 Box. So 10 Box is a local chain of grocery stores. A lot of you probably don't have a 10 Box, but the way ours is set up, here are the locations of 10 Box, just in case you're wondering. The way our 10 Box is set up is they have really, really good sales. Their prices in the store, their regular prices, they don't blow me away. So when I go in, I'm focusing on just the sale items. So maybe you have a local store in your area that may be higher priced than others, but it has good sales. Now, the sales I'm going to show you at 10 Box, Aldi, and Kroger for this week are good through Tuesday, October 28th. So if you want to go grab some of these deals, go in before they expire. Okay, the first one to catch my eye were the gold or yellow potatoes here. These are 5-pound bags for $1.98. Now there is a 10% upcharge that they tack on at the register when you check out. But even with that addition there, this is still a good deal because compared to Walmart, you'd be paying $5.12 per bag at Walmart. So that is a good deal. The only reason I did not get these is because I have some in the root cellar already. And was it last week or the week before? They had the sale and it was a bit of a better sale. So I've skipped it for this week, but that is still a good price and you may want to take advantage of it. Now they also have the Red Delicious apples here. This is a 10-pound bag for $4.98. Great deal because at Walmart, you'd be paying $14.34 for a 10-pound bag there. Really, really good deal. And the only reason I didn't get this is my children don't care for the Red Delicious apples. So that's it. If your family likes them, that is an amazing deal. Now they do have the beefsteak tomatoes for 88 cents a pound. And I was going to pick some of these up because at Walmart, the comparison there is $1.87 per pound. But when I went in to the store next to these 88 cents per pound tomatoes, they had these tomatoes on markdown again for 68 cents per package, and each package is a pound. So 68 cents per pound for these. So I chose to get these instead. If you have a 10 Box, check, because these were on sale a couple weeks ago. They are not in the ad, but they are a better deal. Here, let me grab one. This is what the type of tomato that they are. And when I did get these before, they lasted just sitting on my counter for quite a while. I was really pleased with how long they lasted. You know, some tomatoes last longer than others, and they did very well. So watch out for those. Now the cheese. So they have, these are little 8-ounce blocks of cheese for $1.52. Compared to Walmart, theirs are selling for $1.94. So I was getting low. I think I have one 2-pound block of cheddar cheese in my stash right now, and we can blow through that so quickly. So I knew I wanted to get some cheddar cheese. Now, in addition to this sale price here, there is a digital coupon on 10 Boxes app where it is, I believe it was $1 off 2. When you buy 2, you get $1 off. And so I was able to utilize that as well, so I did get an even better deal. I ended up buying 8 of these blocks of the extra sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, on the flip side, we have chuck roast up here for $5.50 per pound. Compared to Walmart, it is $7.47 per pound. I did go ahead and get one of these. Now there's actually 2 roasts in here, and I will separate these, wrap them in freezer paper, mark it with a Sharpie that it is a chuck roast, and I will weigh them also, and I will put the weight in Sharpie on the freezer paper and the date. And then this will go in the chest freezer, and it will wait there for whenever we want just a pot roast or a stew, anything like that. Let's see. Next, there are some boneless, skinless chicken breast here for $1.66 per pound. Now, when I looked at these in the store, these are the individual quick frozen type chicken breast. They don't really look like what's in the picture here. So, Walmart's though are $2.57 per pound. I did skip this and I instead chose, I'll show you this in a little bit. I did get some at Kroger that it looked to be better quality and it was on markdown too. But I'll show you all that when we get to Kroger. Okay, 73% ground beef for $3.25 per pound. But there is also a $2 digital coupon, so you actually get a little bit of a better deal with that. At Walmart, it sells for $4.29. So that is a good deal on ground beef. So, okay, there's a lot more stuff here on this table that is not in the sale ad. And that's because I found good sales again this week. So I already told you about the tomatoes that were not in the ad, but right next to these tomatoes were these hothouse cucumbers, and they were marked 68 cents each as well. And so I did pick up 4 of those. I usually get the little baggies of the miniature cucumbers at Aldi. So I skipped it at Aldi this week and went with this deal instead. So 68 cents each for those. Also, for the Bartlett pears, they had theirs marked down at 68 cents per pound for the Bartlett pears. And now some of these are starting to go a little brown, but I have felt them. They are not smushy or anything like that. It's just the skin has some brown spots on it. But my children, they will eat these up super quick. So Bartlett pears, 68 cents a pound. And then again, for what is this, the 3rd or 4th week in a row, they have their red, orange, and yellow bell peppers for 33 cents each. And again, just like previous weeks, I'm getting 10 red, 10 orange, 10 yellow. And we're slicing these up and putting them in the freezer for future fajita meals. We actually did have fajitas a couple days ago for supper, and so we used up some that were in the freezer. So we're going to replenish what has been used and have a little bit extra. And I don't know, if they're on sale again next week, I might get some more. That is just an amazing price for the beautiful big bell peppers. And I'm going to mention it again. You pay 33 cents each, no matter if you get a huge one or a tiny one. So make sure you are picking out the biggest ones that obviously are of a good quality, because you're paying the same price either way. All right, so that is it at 10 bucks. My grand total there came to $84.45, and that does include that $1 off coupon that was there for the cheese. So my next stop was Aldi, and I'm going to share that with you next. The Aldi sales this week, short and sweet. which is good because I feel like I'm talking so fast with the 10 box deals that I'm getting out of breath. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and tell you that there's absolutely nothing in the Aldi sale ad this week that caught my eye. I mean, there are sales. Yeah, there are sales, but nothing spectacular that just really caught my attention. Their pizzas are on sale there if that's something that you want to take advantage of this week. All I ended up getting, I got a bundle of cilantro because we are making fish tacos here in the next several days. And I do have cilantro growing in my herb garden, but not enough that I can harvest and use for the fish tacos for our family of 9. So I bought some of these at Aldi, and then one little bag of the sweet peppers because that's what we go through just snacking on through the week. I even contemplated not getting this week and just using these, but Rebekah and some of the other children just really enjoy the grab and go of these, so I ended up getting a bag anyhow. And my grand total, you ready? Grand total at Aldi was a whopping $3.90. Oh, and my phone's ringing. Just a second, guys. All right, I am back. That was our neighbor. He's going to bring over some round bales for the cattle here, so that's why he was calling, and that worked out anyway because I was at the end of the Aldi, the massive Aldi haul anyway. So we are going to move on to the deals at Kroger this week. And I spent the most at Kroger because I did find a lot of good deals. There are sales in the sale ad, but also markdowns. The first thing in the sale ad that is different than usual here is up here at the top. Save $10. Let's see, when you spend $75 or more in one transaction. Now you do have to clip the digital coupon here, so make sure you do that. And then whenever you check out, you have to spend more than $75, which I'm going to tell you is not a problem for me this week because once I found markdown meat, the total adds up pretty quickly. So I am going to show you guys one other deal that I did not take advantage of, but I would have previously. So the, Post cereals, the Cap'n Crunch, the Life cereal specifically is what I want to talk about because it is on sale, buy 2, get 3 free. Really good deal. And in order to get the best deal here, you need to make sure you are buying the boxes of cereal that have the most number of ounces in them. And for this sale, when I looked it up, that would be the 13-ounce boxes of Life cereal. And if you use the buy 2, get 3 free deal, you are paying about 11.7 cents per ounce for that cereal. Now there is no coupon to clip here, but obviously you must buy 2 in order to get the 3 free, so that is the deal. The reason that I say this is a good deal is because 12 cents per ounce is what it cost at Aldi to get their generic cornflakes. And so my logic is if I can get brand name cereal, a fancier frou-frou type cereal there for the same price as generic cornflakes or less than generic cornflakes, then that's a good sale. So go ahead and get that if that is something your family could use. We are switching over to homemade granola, so I did not take advantage of that deal, but it is a good sale, and I want you guys to go ahead and get those good sales. It would be the same thing down here with the ice cream. These are the big 1-gallon plastic pails of ice cream for $5.99 compared to Walmart's $7.27. And there is no coupon, there is no minimum. I don't see a limit, so that is a good deal. If you have freezer space, this would be the time to stock up on ice cream because it's a good deal. Okay, now this deal here is not in the sale ad. At least I could not find it in the paper ad, but it is online. That is for the apple cider, specifically the half-gallon jugs of apple cider for $2.49. Now this is with a digital coupon, so you do need to clip it electronically. and there is a limit of 5 there. So when I did the comparison with Walmart, it looks like $3.14 is what you would be spending to buy a half gallon of apple cider at Walmart. And so I got 5. We don't typically drink apple cider through the rest of the year, but when it is on sale in the fall, we go ahead and get it. And I will have a little stockpile for a little bit until we use it all up. And then we wait again until next fall to go ahead and get some more. So now we're going to go and do the flip side of this ad. Andrew's wearing his new shirt. What do you think?
I like it. It's comfy.
It's comfy. And it's a Jeep shirt.
Matches my hat perfect.
Matches his hat. Yeah, a friend gave him the hat. And now he's got a matching Jeep shirt. So awesome, awesome. Okay, the flip side of this sale ad has the deal on the butter. Now, you're going to wonder, what in the world? Janice has one little lonely pound of butter here in her grocery haul. But here's the sale. Here's why I did what I did. The sale is for $2.99, and it is a digital coupon, and there is a limit of 5. Now, the reason I did not get 5 of them is because my price to beat currently is at Sam's Club, where it is selling for $2.98 per pound. So my logic is I am going to hold out. Next time I go to Sam's Club, I can always buy it at this price and get a better deal. However, I do have one digital coupon on my Kroger account that gives me 70 cents off 1 pound of butter. So what I did is I went in there and just bought one, and instead of this price, I paid $2.29 for that 1 pound of butter that I got. So that's why there's only one. Now compared to Walmart, $3.67 is the current price on butter at Walmart. So that's why there's just one there. I do keep a stash of butter in one of the refrigerator freezers, and this will just go in that. Right now, we are still using butter from Daisy, our Jersey cow, but at some point that will run out when we do have to dry her off, and then I will start using up the store butter that I have stashed. Okay, that is all I have marked down on the flip side of the sale ad, but there are other deals, again, that are not in the ad, just like the apple juice here. And instead of writing them all down, I am going to show you my awful left-handed chicken scratch here. So this piece of paper is what I take into town with me. I sit at the computer, I go through each of the ads online, I jot down the good deals, and then I take this into town. And I can fit 8 weeks worth of stuff on here. So that's this week's, but these are from the previous 3 weeks. And then I will fill out the other side also. So I will have 8 weeks worth of information on here whenever it is all said and done. So if we are looking at the Kroger ad here at the bottom, we've already talked about the Life cereal, the ice cream, the butter, the apple cider. We have the Puffs Plus lotion tissues on sale, $7.99. This is a digital coupon, so there is a limit of 5. And at Walmart, you would be spending $9.98 for the same bundle that is on sale for $7.99. I did make a little marking here to only buy 2 of them, even though the limit was 5. I don't have space to put 5 of these big bundles of tissues, but I do have space for 2. So I did end up going ahead and getting 2 of those. Now I did price comparison it to Sam's Club as well, and this sale beats out Sam's Club also. Now if you notice, those of you that are regular viewers, I typically buy generic. I don't typically buy brand name things, although you wouldn't know it from this video, but this is not the norm. But tissues like this are something that I will buy brand name, because when we get sick, we go through so many of these blowing all of the noses. And so the Plus lotion part of this is very important. We always get red noses anyway, but it would be even worse if we had the rougher generic ones. So this is something I do splurge on brand name for. Now the next thing on here are the Simple Mills crackers. Let's see, can you see there? Okay, $3.99, but there is a 50-cent off coupon as well. And so that ends up being 82.1 cents per ounce. I do typically get these on Amazon, and this price beats the Amazon price. So that also was a limit of 5, and I did go ahead and get 5 of these. This is what we use in place of saltines because the whole family can have these. They are grain-free, and I don't have to keep multiple things in stock in my house. Here are the ingredients, and so this is what we use. We just have a stockpile of these. We will get a Sharpie. We will write the best by date on here, and we will put it in our cracker rotation. Now the last thing that was in the sale ad online were the Siete tortilla chips. These are also grain-free. Just specialty diets are a whole lot of fun, you guys, but that is our reality here. So they typically sell for $4.44 at Walmart. They are on sale for $3.99, but there is a $1 off digital coupon, which makes them $2.99. That is a good deal. There is a limit of 5 of those. So I did go through and picked out 5 bags. They only had 1 of the just plain sea salt. All of the other 4 have a hint of lime added to the tortilla chips. So these are items that those of us that have to be grain-free are able to go ahead and enjoy. So those were all the items on here that were on sale, but not necessarily in the ad. Everything else here was a markdown. So whenever I go into Kroger, I'm automatically in the produce department because it's right there at the beginning where the front doors are, and I look for markdowns. And this week I was able to find a couple of Caesar salad kits marked down to $2.07. And when I got home with this grocery haul, we were having spaghetti for supper that night. 2 different types of spaghetti, one with regular whole wheat noodles and another batch with grain-free that made out of chickpeas noodles. But then we also had Caesar salad. Sorry guys, I gotta clear my throat. Caesar salads on the side, so these are already gone. They also had mushrooms on markdown for $1.64. And for tonight's supper, we are having, it's a Trim Healthy Mama meal from their cookbook called Faker Tot Casserole. Like a tater tot casserole, but without the potatoes. Instead, it uses cauliflower florets, and there's a bunch of diced up mushrooms in that. So this will be used up for Faker Tot Casserole. Then there was also a little package of the lettuce greens, the spring mix, for $1.35. And so I picked that up just for random salads this week. And then some sugar snap peas. These will be snacked on probably whenever we have the little mini peppers and stuff. Also, this is a big old 1-pound bag for $2.27. So I got that as well. Now in a separate spot in the produce department, there is usually it's a shopping cart just heaping full of produce. And that was the deal this week too. They had a whole bunch of bananas. These would be reduced bananas because they are turning brown, and they were 45 cents per pound instead of 52, 53 cents per pound is the norm nowadays. And so I picked up 2 of those. Rebekah has already started eating some of these, and they will just be eaten fresh. Same thing with the little baby oranges is what Rebekah calls these. These bundles, these prepackaged bundles, they're in the reduced produce section, are always $1.25 per bundle. And when I weighed this is 1.25 pounds, or no, 1.5 pounds of the little mandarin oranges. And so $1.25 for 1.5 pounds is a good deal. and Rebekah is always super happy when I come home with those. So that was it for the produce. Now I also found a lot of meat on sale, and I will show you those good deals next. So last but not least is the good deals on the meat. I always, just like the produce department, I always go through the meat department, and I am looking for these red and yellow reduced stickers on things. And the first one I found it was the beef is what I found first. Yeah, the beef is what I found first. Okay, these are 3-pound packages of the 80% lean ground beef, and they have them marked down to $9.11, which when you do the figuring up here, $9.11 divided by 3 pounds, $3.04 per pound is what we are looking at there. And when you're looking at 80% ground beef, so $3.04 is what I paid, compared to earlier in the month, it was on sale for, make sure I'm looking at the right one here, $4.38 per pound for the 80% ground beef there. And let me see, is there anything else? Here was an even better deal. October 15th, the 80% ground beef was marked down to $3.94 per pound there. So this was a really good deal for that. So I ended up buying 6 of those 3-pound packages, and I'm just going to throw these straight into the deep freeze. And we will use these. There are times when we use 2-pound increments, times when we use 5-pound increments, like when we're making chili, when we're having company over. But there are times when I just want a 3-pound increment as well. And this checks that box for us. So the other meat item that I found were some boneless, skinless chicken breast. And like I had showed you earlier, 10 Box did have a good sale this week on those. But they were the individual quick frozen kind. They weren't these really pretty plump chicken breast. And these were, let me see, I've got 2 packages in here. There's another one underneath. 2 packages, and they were $2.23. Can you see that? $2.23 per pound. Right down there was the markdown price for this chicken. And let me see. By comparison, this was this week's price, which again was not the same quality of chicken. But in previous weeks, 10 Box has had the boneless, skinless chicken breast that's similar to this one. Okay, right here. This would have been the week of October 8th. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, $2.28 per pound is what the price was then. So that was a bit of a savings at $2.23 per pound for these. So there you go. I did go ahead and get 2 of those as well. Okay, I do think that is it for my Kroger haul, except no, there is more, because, okay, down here at the bottom, first of all, let me just go ahead and show you my total was $145.49. But I do want to show you, I highlighted down here. So that coupon that I showed you at the beginning, the get $10 off when you spend more than $75, that got checked off. I also had a paper coupon that I used where you get $4 off if you spend over $60. And I was able to use that paper coupon alongside the $10 off digital coupon to get that good deal. So there is that. And I don't think I had any additional coupons there. I'm kind of looking. There is that butter, but I had already told you about the extra 70 cents off on the butter. So I paid $2.29 instead of $2.99. So there is that. So grand total. And next we're going to get my clipboard and we're going to look over what my grand total was for the week and what my grocery budget has dwindled down to. Started with $1,200 for the 9 of us, and I'm telling you, it is decreasing very, very quickly this month. So that seems to be happening more and more often. But we'll get the clipboard and we'll go over some numbers next. See the tractor back there through the windows? That's our neighbor. Came over with some round bales, so we have that going on. I wanted to show you guys something else real quick here before we talk about the numbers.
Here.
He's here? Awesome. He brought the hay for the cows? Yeah. So exciting times. Okay, something else I wanted to show you guys. I have the numbers on the clipboard ready, but I also did some research. Regular viewers know we went from $1,100 a month grocery budget, bumped it up to $1,200 a month. And part of that decision was me looking at the state of Missouri, which is where we live. Missouri's estimated cost per person for food, and the USDA, the United States government's breakdown of how much families should be paying for food. I have the numbers. I wrote it all out because I love numbers. I want to show that to you guys. Sorry, SD card, memory was full, so it just shut down just like that. So we had an abrupt ending to the last video, but I am going to turn the camera around and let's go look at the numbers that the state and federal government says we should be spending on food. So here are the numbers here. So I am going to try to, in the description box, put the link that I used for this. So yeah, my ink pen was leaking here. USDA food plans. This was as of August 2025. What they did is they had it divided up kind of male, female by age groups. And then whenever you get down to the younger ages, it was just child ages this to that. It wasn't separated by male and female. But I did use the categories that they had and put our corresponding family members in there. They also have it set up, this is a low cost per month option, a moderate cost, the middle of the road, and then the liberal plan, the more high end, you got more money to spare plan there. Under the low cost plan, whenever we did all the tabulations, this is what the federal government says that our family of 9 should be spending for a low cost plan for food. Now I've recently upped the budget to $1,200, which is still so much lower than what the government says, and it only gets worse from there. So this is the middle of the road plan, and then this is the high end plan for if, I guess, you're just eating, steak and lobster, that plan there. So, and then also, I did look up the state of Missouri because I know Missouri compared to California or something, there are different, cost of living and things like that. The Missouri state government gives an average monthly food cost of $300 per person. So for our family, that would be $2,700, which falls in between the low cost and the moderate cost food plan there. So that's what the state of Missouri thinks we should be spending too. I don't know. I'm trying to shop the deals and the reduced things so that we can still stay within $1,200 per month as best we can and eat healthy and whole foods and all that good stuff. But we're going to see how it goes. Here's the clipboard for October. And this was my list that I had made up whenever I did my once a month grocery stock up. Let me grab my glasses here. Okay, we started with $1,200 and I did the once a month grocery stock up. There is a whole video on that which will be linked in the description box. You can see a table full, heaping full of groceries. This was my biggest once a month grocery stock up that I think I have ever had, ever. So we did that deduction, and then there was this week's grocery haul, which came to a grand total of $233.84, which means I am now down to only $372.89 left in the grocery budget. And I do still have 3 expenditures left to go for this month. 2 more weeks of the sale ads where I look for the best of the best deals and mark down things. So 2 weeks of that and a Sam's Club haul. So if I take what's left here and divide it by those 3 expenditures, I am down to only spending around $124 per visit here. And that's not much. I do tend to spend more than $124. So if there's good sales, I'm going to take advantage of the sales so that I don't have to pay regular price later on. But it is tight. Even with upping the budget $100, it is still going to be, it's going to be tight this month. Okay guys, I think we're going to wrap up this video here. As far as the other stuff we have going on, besides the neighbors bringing hay by, I've got bone broth going on the stove there. We've got, let's see, butter is going to be made today. That's all the setup for butter there. We've got, let me see, spin around, 3 baskets of laundry to do as well. I have the freeze dryer going out in the summer kitchen with peaches in it, and just lots of stuff going on. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to start divide and conquer. We're going to start putting some groceries away, get going on some supper. That Baker tot casserole goes in the oven, and we're just going to start wrapping things up so that we can shut it down for the evening. I hope you guys go get some good sales. Let me know in the comments what good deals you found. If you choose to go to the USD website, let me know what it says your budget should be, and then what you currently have your budget set at. Banana? Have a banana? She's over here making hand gestures of peeling a banana. Looking like a monkey over here.
Can I?
Yes, you can have a banana. She's getting into those bananas again. Oh, she can't reach it. Go, go, gadget arms. Pull out the chair, baby, and you can get it. Pull out Daddy's chair. Rebekah and Andrew are my big banana eaters. So, yeah, put it in the comments if you do the USDA thing. I'm so curious. What does it say you should be spending versus what do you currently have your budget set at? And I just want to see kind of where the viewers that watch this channel, where you guys land to. I find the numbers fascinating. So if you enjoyed the video, please do the thumbs up because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Double check that you are subscribed if you intend to be. And then just by word of mouth, tell people about Ozark Family Homestead. And that really does help our family's channel to grow. So thanks a whole bunch, you guys. I've got the other banana eater has just come inside too. We're going to get going and do our stuff, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching